Welcome back, beautiful brave hearts. It's Lorraine and Sandra here with the Perfect Day Q&A live on all of our platforms. And today we are going to start going through the 12 loving steps. And this is the brave heart emotional work. And I counsel people all over the world. And what I have noticed that they'll do the diet, they'll do some of the nutraceuticals, they might do some exercises, but nobody or very few are diving into the brave heart emotional work. And that is the most important. And I tell them that at the get-go, you got to do this work. You got to feed the spirit to heal the body. That's just what you have to do. Otherwise, yeah, you'll get some results, but you're not going to get where you want to. Sandra, do you have anything to say about that?
Absolutely. Hello, everybody out there. We're really glad to come and talk to you. And we're really glad to be talking about this subject today because it has absolutely transformed Lorraine's life and my life. So we know how key and how important this is. And yeah, it is. I think people that have been following for a while, I'm starting to hear from a few more. Hey, can we talk about the emotion stuff anymore? Can we talk about the belief systems? Because I'm just really not sure where to start. So a few people that have been following for a while are hearing that common theme of, yeah, let's take care of the body. But they're starting to clue in that every single cell of the body has enough consciousness to do its job and then follow the program. So if you're going to stay dug into hanging on to all those negative things that have happened in your life, then guess what? Your body is going to hang on to maybe just that last little bit of toxins that otherwise your body would have been willing to completely let go of. So as we say in the Docu Detox world, it is an incredible transaction between how the psychological affects the physical. And so this topic just gives us another chance to dive deeper in and to help give you some skills and some 12 loving steps that you can do on a daily basis to really take it home, to really get that home run and make sure that you're getting the full benefit out of the nutraceuticals and all those protocols that you're trying to do. We need to understand that we are emotional and psychological first. We are energy first. So let's get that good energy feeling in the body, and let's start to challenge some of those belief systems.
Okay, so if you've got the Perfect Day manual in front of you, the 12 loving steps starts on page 390 with a lovely some beautiful words from Dr. Wolf. So here's to the wild and weird and the wonderful Braveheart Nation, to the tribe of troublemakers that think so far outside the box, they dream on the edge of infinity. Here's to the brightly colored divine visionaries that won't stand down, play small, or sit out. Here's to the awakened ones whose purpose is to feed their soul and not starve it. Here's to the wild ones. Here's to the Braveheart Nation. And that's Dr. Wolf's words. So, we are really passionate about this stuff. Like Sandra said, this Braveheart emotional stuff saved my life. That's what it did. I cannot express how important this is. So if you haven't started to do this work, I encourage you. If you want that transformation, this is going to take you there. This is going to take you there, because when you're truly loving this beautiful body, you are not allowing that negative stuff. You're no longer having that. You've got tools on how to stop it, right? So you want it, when you start this 12 loving steps, you want to repeat these steps each day during the 33 days of awakening transformation to unleash your authentic self. And I can truly say from the bottom of my heart, that's what it does. You're going to find your authentic self. You're going to find and unleash the power, your gift to the world. That's what it does. So the first step here is self-love. Step one is gratitude attitude. And this is what you're going to do as soon as you wake and as soon as you get into bed at night. So you're going to, in the morning, as soon as you wake up, as soon as your eyes open, you're going to state 3 things that you are grateful for. And that could be, some people are in such a state, I would say, I'm grateful for waking up. I'm grateful for this breath. I'm grateful for, my eyes that I can see, my ears that I can hear. I'm grateful for all the gifts that I'm getting, and so on. Right, Sandra?
Absolutely. Yeah. We need to start with that gratitude attitude. And no matter where you're sitting, no matter if you're convinced that everything in your world is gone upside down, we have to connect with, I need to love myself right where I'm at. Right where I am. No matter if I keep screwing up things over and over again, you have to really get cemented into that love first so that you can go, you know what? I'm happy I'm awake today. Yay, I'm awake. I get to learn and grow more today. And so it really is this incredible process. Do we have any slides to put up there, magic fingers behind the show?
Just slide number 3 is really the only one. The only one for this. So this one here is connecting to the line heart breath while you're doing those 3 things that you're grateful for. And what I recommend is that you put your right hand on your heart. Did you know that and your left hand on your belly? When you touch yourself, your thoughts go there. So you get better brain, heart, gut connection. We all have that intuition, that gut intuition. We've just numbed it out. It's one of those things. Use it or lose it. So let's get back to it. In 33 days, you will have your intuition back by simply slowing your breath and being grateful of those 3 things. Hand on the heart, hand on the tummy. Now, when you slow your breath for the line heart breathing, you want to see if you can get to 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out. You always want to make that out breath 1 second longer because it's the out breath that connects us to the parasympathetic nervous system, which is our calm, rest, and repair. And we want to be there more than in the sympathetic nervous system. The body only heals when you're in that parasympathetic nervous system. You also want to make sure your nose breathing only in and out. You want to make sure that the tongue is resting on the roof of the mouth. The tip of the tongue is gently touching that little bump of gum tissue just behind the 2 front teeth. That's a pressure point that connects you to your parasympathetic nervous system. And in Chinese medicine, it says it connects all the meridians, all the chakras. So you become fully connected to your body. And then state those 3 things that you're grateful for. And when you're doing this in the evening, I always tell people to count their blessings. And again, it's going to sleep with a thankful heart. So just think about what your day brought you and where were the gifts? What were the gifts? And be thankful for them. Because when you can go to sleep with a thankful heart, you are going to sleep so well. And again, it's that right hand on the heart, left hand on the belly. While you're doing this, you're slowing your breath down. If for some reason you cannot, you feel anxious, and you can't get to the 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out, just connect to your breath, slow it down from where you are, but make that out breath 1 second longer. Sandra, do you have any other tips?
Just another observation as I was watching you put your hand on, it's also going to help you connect to that body. So it's going to help calm you down. Your body's going to pay attention to where you're touching yourself, and you are going to over time develop a deeper sense because you're touching yourself in a calm and loving fashion. So I think in the beginning, my personal experience was, okay, I'm trying to be thankful, but then I was just being mean for myself. Oh, well, you made this mistake and that mistake. So to me, to be grateful, I also had to start getting good at giving that little bit of forgiveness. So for my personal experience, I had to focus on those two things in the beginning, increasing that love and that forgiveness for myself. And then it really allowed me to be able to be grateful because I was stopping that being so harsh on myself.
Another thing too, I've read that when you tap where your heart is, it gives your body the signal that you're safe. It's kind of like that mother's love of just, stroking and right on the heart, right on the heart. That's what we need is that just acknowledgement and telling the body it's safe. And then you should be able to slide into that line heart breathing. And just wherever you are, like I said, if you can't do 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out for people who have high anxiety, that is a task. And if they try to do that, that's going to push them into the sympathetic nervous system even more. So we don't want that. So you're going to honor your body where you are and slow down, whatever that looks like. Just make that exhale 1 second longer.
Absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned that because that was some of the skills that I had learned kind of previous is to, if you're in the middle of a panic, then don't try to force your breathing in any, so just focus on just calming yourself slowly down. And then when you're not in that panic, then you have the chance to teach yourself that nice deep breathing, focus on the out breath being a little bit longer. So yeah, lots of different skills to go, but we're still just trying to bring a calmness to the body and realizing that if we learn about the breath, that can save us. If we have breath, we have life.
Exactly. I woke up this morning, I'm breathing. And sometimes that's the only thing I feel I'm grateful for. I'm here. That's it.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you for the breath. I'm still here. And in my opinion, if I'm still here, I have another moment to change. I have another moment to feel better. I have another moment to look around and see what a beautiful world this is. Even if I can't see the beauty in myself, if I can see beauty somewhere else, it's going to help bring that back because that's going to put a smile on my face, right? We want to be able to connect to as much as we can to help the body. The next loving step, so step number 2, is getting you off the hook. And this is practicing total forgiveness and sending love to 3 people, systems, corporation, or things in your life you don't like. Because you know what? If we could shine love on everything, on absolutely everything, just think of what this world would be. And when we smile and we even think of the word love, that's going to bring our vibration up. So send love to 3 things that you don't like. I don't like this. I hear a lot of people complaining about, the cost of groceries, the cost of gas, their electricity is going up. Let's send them love anyways. Let's send them love anyways, because there's things that's out of our control, right? So what can we do? We can't do anything about it. There's nothing we can do about it unless you want to build a cabin out in the woods and start chopping wood. I don't know.
And also, if you've got some people in your life that just always seem to be pushing your buttons or just always a negative situation, It's going to do you good to try to send them love. It's going to actually help you understand that you're not that different from them. And then if you can kind of flip the situation and try to understand it from their point of view, all of a sudden it's going to be easier just to feel better about it. And maybe it's just plain old sending love their way is going to help to soften your heart, because whatever the situation is going on, we've participated in at least part of it. And I think the overarching theme that Dr. Darrell tries to get us to see is we're all kind of stuck in victimhood. And so we need a different point of view to understand that. So if we could just start with sending love to someone who always seems to be annoying you or presenting a problem, you're starting to build a bridge to bring understanding and to be able to let go of that.
And just remember, your thoughts, your words create vibration, and your prominent dominant thought is what you draw into your world. So if I'm sending love to something that I dislike or somebody I dislike, eventually they're going to get that. They're going to feel that, and it'll bring some ease to them. Whether they probably won't know why they feel, comfortable and at ease. But just know that your love counts. You might want to totally forgive and send love to yourself too. We hold a lot of baggage, baggage that no longer serves us. So let's start sending some love to ourselves too, and forgiveness. Because I know I'm not perfect. And I think about, when I raised my kids, and where's that coming from? Second.
Lorraine is observing herself. So everyone, this is an important skill that you just watched Lorraine do. She felt the emotion and she didn't try to hold it in. She just said, oh, okay. I actually feel a little bit uncomfortable. So, when she's done this show, I'm sure she's going to lean into those thoughts. So there is love in action, everybody.
So let yourself off the hook for things that you cannot fix. So that would be everything that happened from this second back, right? I can't fix anything that's already passed. I can't. So let it go and send it love. Because you can't do better until you know better. And sometimes you might know better and still not do. And it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means in that moment, that seemed to be the only choice you could make.
Yeah. And you know what? When we have people in our lives and we feel like they're the ones that have done something to us, it's maybe going to sound a little bit funny, but if you can work on forgiving yourself, and really, truly, deeply forgiving yourself, it's actually going to make forgiving other people way easier. So I know that maybe feels like a little flip switch, but trust the 12 loving steps. Letting yourself off the hook first and foremost is just going to make it so much easier, right? If you truly hit that home run for yourself, then other people's mistakes are going to be really easy to understand and really super easy to let them off the hooks. So follow those cues that Dr. Darrell Wolf is doing. We need to increase that love. We need to connect to gratitude, and we need to let ourselves off the hook, and before we can really move any further.
Yeah, so you want to let yourself off the hook for things you think you could have done or should have done. The more contaminated the belief, the more guilt you feel, and the deeper and more painful the hook becomes. So you want to get yourself off the hook. And really, we all know what this feels like. We all know what this feels like. It was my daughter's birthday yesterday, and this morning I woke up and someone asked me what was I do a fitness with a gentleman here at the wellness center. He's amazing. So he's it's fitness dance, but at the end he always wants me to come up with a word of today that's not as good as what I'd like to hold, and then figure out the word that I want to hold. And what came up for me today was grief. It was my daughter's birthday. And of course, that brings up her whole life, right? And it was, what could I have done and what should I have done that I didn't do? And it sent me into that grief for a minute. And then he said, okay, what's the word we want to replace with that? And I said, live. Because I want to live. I know that, again, you can't do better until you know better. And we don't get books. We're not getting taught. I would have loved for someone to sit down with me and say, Lorraine, you know what? All you've got to do is follow these 12 loving steps. Sit down with your kids. Teach them these 12 loving steps. Because I'm losing my words, Sandra.
You're good. You're good. You know what? I was hoping this is where we would end up, but let's discuss it right now. Let's be brave enough that, to me, this is where Braveheart comes from. We need to be brave enough to lean in to these negative things we feel and sit in it in a way so that we can understand the way out of it. So, Lorraine, it's just lovely. I think when we talk about our stories, this is the perfect way to teach the 12 loving steps, right? So this is what she did this morning. She leaned into how she felt. She sat in it for a couple minutes. And then he said, what's the word forward? And that was her path forward out of that, right? And because I think sometimes people can kind of think this is, I don't know what's the word, surface level, really. And I come up with a terminology, plastic positive. This is not teaching anyone to be fake or to be plastic positive and just run around with a smile on your face, right? We're brave hearts. We are brave enough to go inside and view what we really think about ourselves and really come face to face with that judgment that you've been doing like this to yourself years after year after year, right? Your daughter is now having children herself, and she's almost got a child that is almost old enough to have children of his own. So you're about to become a great grandmother, right? So Thank God you have these skills that as these things come up, you can now go, okay. I'm just going to sit in it. I'm going to come up with a word to help me move forward, right? So she didn't avoid it. She didn't think, oh, she didn't say anything like that, right?
Yeah.
So life
exactly.
in action. Good job.
Exactly. So we want to get off the hook. We want to eliminate self-hate and perfect the art of forgiveness and unconditional love. So total self-forgiveness, total forgiveness of others, compassion and gratitude, unconditional love for ourselves and others. The next step is loving step number 3. Visualize, affirmation, create, and allow. Spend 5 minutes at the beginning of your day visualizing and affirming how you want to create your day. Again, our thoughts and our words create what we draw into our world. And I know a lot of people don't think that that's how it happens. But it is how it happens. When you can start loving yourself and creating what you want, that is what comes to you. I didn't start with Dr. Wolf knowing all this stuff. And I really, one of the first things I said to him, we went around the circle. I'm in the first class. It's the first day. Who are you? Why are you here? Right? And I told him who I was, where I was from, and I was here because I wanted more. That's it. That's all. I just wanted more, and I didn't know how to get it. I didn't know how to get it for myself. I didn't know how to help other people get it for them. He has done the work. 43 years of alternative, helping people to regain their health and their happiness and their life and truly understand how the body works and how they can be their authentic self. And it is with these 12 loving steps.
Absolutely love. Yeah. I remember arriving for my first course and I jumped out of the car. Daryl and Lori had just come out the front door and I basically just jumped onto the front lawn and I went, set me free, Daryl. I had met him once before because I had done a PTT. And I think back, it's like, I wonder what went through his mind of, is she going to realize it's up to her, really? I'm going to hand her some knowledge and I'm going to, use my intuition to help her out and give her some clues. But, this isn't really about me setting you free. Anyways, it was a fabulous journey.
So definitely create your day. Think of how, and I talk to my clients about this, creating the day, figuring, paint the most beautiful picture of the day. And I truly believe if something goes sideways, it's in my benefit that it's going sideways. For whatever reason, I need to be over there instead of over there. So I'm good with going over there. And I always think, I drive down one of the busiest thoroughfares in Calgary daily, and quite often we're just crawling. I take that opportunity to connect to my breath, to slow down and start giving gratitude to the troubled people, because a lot of people get agitated at that time, right? And then we crawl a little bit further and there's a 5-car pileup and I send them love too, because sometimes our days are just so much. And life does that to us, right? We're taught that we need to be busy every second of the day. If we're not busy, we're not productive. But that's not true. And I remember my dad saying, "Work hard, you'll have a good life." Well, no, you won't. Not if you're working hard. Not if you're working hard. If you're working smart, that's different. We want to be, life should be fun. It should be pleasurable. It shouldn't be a drudge. And that's what I see people. It's like we're all in this cog and we're all trying to pull this heavy load and we're not going very fast or very far. And we're almost taking one step forward and one step back, or maybe 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Feels like we're not getting anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. I really, when I first heard this sentence, I wasn't sure about it, but we create, right? And that's why we do this one slide: visualize, create, allow, affirm, right? We're creating our day. We're setting ourselves up. And so we have to realize that if we're going to drive through traffic and we're going to be like a maniac, or we're going to be shaking our fist at everything, what do you think's coming your way in the next hour? What's going to come your way in the next couple of days if you keep at this, right? We're living lives so completely stressed out and wound up. So let's just give this a try. Let's just try to do some nice deep breathing. Let's try to visualize how you want your day to be. And maybe, I know sometimes I couldn't imagine myself without having to face a negative situation. So that was fine. I decided, okay, because this was my commitment was to never try to be fake. So then it's like, you know what? But let's create a solution in my head. If I feel like this negative situation is coming my way and I can't avoid it, then let's get creative right now about what the solution could be. And you know what? I don't know, that just somehow that would straighten things out. I'd either be prepared for the situation or it wouldn't even happen at all. So I personally believe that we create our own reality. So let's lean in on this skill from the 12 loving steps.
Yeah, use your imagination. Use your imagination. When we were kids, before we even entered into school, I watched my little granddaughter, and she can play for hours by herself. She doesn't even need toys. I opened boxes of product that we get, and it's got those little popcorn things. What are they called, Sandra? The little styrofoam popcorn things?
Yeah, just peanuts that we put in the basket.
Yeah, it has the peanuts in there. And I showed her once that if you licked one, they'll stick together. So she's building things with them. She's got all these little people that she's built. we have to connect to that imagination. And when we go to school is when that imagination gets snuffed out. It does. There's a right answer and there's a wrong answer, and there is no in between. It's sad to say, but kids lose their sense of imagination, and
Absolutely.
it's gone. It's gone.
We've got a whole bunch of brave hearts that are cheering us on and are really loving this conversation. And so anyone out there that's brand new, this self-love thing is pretty key for DACA Detox. So lean in on this, get to the library, download that 12 Loving Steps, and get even downloading the 33-day video series, the Braveheart Emotional Intelligence Masterclass. That'll give you
even this one here, I mean, if you do the 12 loving steps, like day one, you do one, or maybe you do four, and the next day you do four more, and the next day you do four more, and then you go back, the first four, the second four, the third four, and you do that. 33 days creates a habit, and that's why it's a beautiful number too. Any questions?
To lick a styrofoam, though.
I know.
Maybe not a lot, not every day, and not during supper, and but a little spit here and there is not going to harm anybody.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So imagination is the key. It really is, to create the day that you want. The next one is to snap back to the present, and that is our Love Band Life Band. Sandra, I'll let you take it away.
Oh, yes, this is wonderful. And this is a little bit technical too, right? Like there's a few different reasons why we do this. It goes around our wrist, and that is going to help us to feel like self-love. It's a little hug. And when we snap it, it's like a little kiss. But the technicality of it is 3, 2, 1, I got this. Right? To count backwards, you have to be in the present moment. And so if we hear ourselves say something negative to ourselves, or if we've recognized what our patterns are and what those negative sentences are that we repeat to ourselves, we catch ourselves saying it or thinking it or saying it out loud, we need to grab our love band and snap it and go, right? 3, 2, 1. Gets you into the present moment. You have to focus on counting backwards. So you're in the present moment, and then you can engage in some nice deep breathing. You can think, you know what? I'm here to love myself and forgive myself. So let's lean in on this. And let's challenge ourselves. That was the old Sandra speaking. And that's okay that I repeated it, even though I know I'm not supposed to be saying it. Going to forgive myself for making that mistake again. It's totally okay. We simply need to repeat the interruption of the negativity, right? We need to reprogram. So you were just going to say that was the old Sandra. Now the new Sandra is going to do this from now on. And we're just going to, day by day, we're going to reprogram that subconscious brain to not be spitting out those negative things.
Yeah, you want to be snapping your love band at least 12 times per hour, not per day. We have more negative thoughts about what we did, what we might do, and who we are. So let's snap out of that. Let's rephrase that. And I always tell people our thoughts carry vibration, but our words, if we can say those words with our voice, our body loves the sound and vibration of our voice. And it is always saying yes. So we really have to be careful with what thoughts and what words we use. Especially those I am statements, because they are even more powerful. They are connected to Source God, and you want, and they are always saying yes to an I am statement. So let's make our I am statements the most powerful that we can. And that's what we've got this here, the 3, 2, 1, I've got this, and rephrase that. Like Sandra said, that was the old me. There's a new sheriff in town. I've got this. For people who are dealing with a dis-ease in the body, my body is moving into health. I mean, that's not a lie. It is moving into health. Just by you going 3, 2, 1, I've got it. So you've got to pick words that resonate for that moment too, because if your body catches you too far ahead, your subconscious is going to say, no, that's not right. And now you have to figure out something better, right? Because now you got another one you got to say 3, 2, 1 for.
And
Right.
choose your words carefully, because you're trying to paint the picture of where you want to be and then paint it like you're there right now, so that your brain getting engaged and say, oh, I'm healed. I am healed. I'm there. Right. So let's bring that future into the present moment so that our brains can practice it. And then once we are fully convinced, the body will go, oh, new reality. Oh, let's adhere to the new program. Woo, let's go.
Yeah. People always run programs. Choosing programs that are based in self-love, choose programs that are based in self-love and joy. Snap back to total self-love. I love and approve of myself. I'm amazing. I can do this. I'm beautiful. And that, to me, those 4 statements would satisfy any negative thing that you're thinking about yourself. So just use these little love bands. And if you don't have one of these bands, then use a hair elastic. Use your imagination. What can you do that you can put around your wrist that you can start snapping? And if you wanted, maybe set an alarm every 5 minutes. Well, 5, 10, 15, no, it has to be even less than that if we're going to do 12 in an hour, right? So yeah, set an alarm and just remember that you need to snap out of that. You need to bring that self-love back in, and discipline is key. If you can stay the course and do the work, the Spirit says yes. And when
I remember thinking, you know what, I have to be the president of the Sandra fan club. And so I am really committed to doing what it takes, no matter how long it takes. Because I was really big on being convinced I was a complete failure and nothing ever wonderful or great would come from my life. So I would shy away from words like discipline, but I had to get to a place where I said, you know what, I'm going to be willing to do whatever it takes for me. So it just turned into the discipline, right? So we need to have that commitment that, it's going to be okay. I'm going to just keep forgiving myself as much as I need, and I'm going to make progress. There's just no way you're not going to make progress. And it's a bit of an adventure in the beginning, but once you get some groove going on and you get some skills happening, and then you can emotionally you can take on larger and larger things. So it's pretty incredible.
And just remember, your thoughts create the emotion that creates the issues in our tissues. And that's been proven 100% scientifically. It's a real thing. That's what happens. So when we can get rid of those negative thoughts, so we don't create the negative emotion that sticks in our tissues, we're going to be healthier.
Right. Like one example is, if you don't feel like you can move forward in the way you want, or that you have no ability to do it, guess what's going to happen? You're actually probably going to develop some problems in the knee, right? That feeling of not being able to move forward, this action alone can really show up in any joint in the body. But if you feel like there's no way you can take the action you want, or you can't make the decisions you want, something's holding you back, over time, you're going to develop problems, most likely, like I said, in the knee, because those emotions are connected with that joint that is so very important for propelling you forward, right? Ankle, probably as well. And so that physical part of your body lights up in acidity. So then the body has to pay attention to that, sends calcification, sends over time, it'll send fibrin, and then it'll also start to calcify the area up if that negative emotion keeps, their negative belief system keeps getting triggered long term.
And the next one is step 5. And step 5 is broken down into 3 steps, A, B, and C. So step 5A is self-loving step, mirror, mirror on the wall. And this is, connecting to your heart, looking deep into your eyes and repeating the brave heart oath 10 times in front of a mirror. Now, it's best if you have a full-length mirror, but if you don't have a full-length mirror, any mirror is going to work. I always tell people to cuddle up close to that full-length mirror. Sit on a chair if you can't sit on the floor. Grab the sides of the mirror as if you are holding the most precious gift you have been given, and then say the brave heart oath. And every time that you say that, you're going to muster up more passion and more emotion. I want you to be looking deeply into your own eyes, and you will find that there are words that either you miss, you can't say, that bring you to tears, so you're going to compose yourself at that moment. Let the tears flow, compose yourself, and then be brave enough to say it again. I remember that first class that we took, there was about 8 of us in the whole life coach. And we all had to go up and do the mirror work. And when it was first of all, my heart was going like this because I knew I couldn't do it. And so when it was my turn to get up there, I was brave enough to go to the mirror and hold on to the sides, but I couldn't even look at myself. I was a puddle of water, and that's it. And I couldn't get a word out. That's the state that I was in as far as the self-love for myself. This mirror work is so powerful. I encourage you, get in touch with yourself. Get this done. And Sandra is telling me we've only got 2 more minutes, so we've got to get at least,
Yeah.
maybe that's where we leave it off.
I think we'll have to just stop it there because we could talk for another hour on this subject. And just know that if you're curious about the courses, you will go through this in the Whole Life Coach with Dr. Darrell Wolfe. He will show you how to do this, and you will, at least a couple of students in the class will come up and because they'll be brave enough to show their vulnerability to everybody. So these skills are something that is a very important part of the Whole Life Coach and the New World Practitioner course that Dr. Darrell Wolfe teaches.
So the next time when we're back here, we will start at this one and carry.
Sounds good.
So there should be. Carla, do you have the? Let's get to the back of this, to the end of this. There we are. I got it. So just remember, we have the Brave Heart Healing and Training Retreat, and that is in Ixtapa, Zihuatanejo, and it is an amazing place. If you ever get the opportunity to go to Ixtapa and check out the Brave Heart Nation Healing and Training Retreat, you will be so amazed. They've got everything done for you. They've got someone making your meals. You can let them know what it is, how you want to spend your days. If you're healing from something, then maybe the perfect day protocol, or maybe you want to do a juice fast, or maybe a water fast. Who knows? But they have everything available for you, and you will have the best retreat possible. And then if you can't come to us, then you can get the personal certifications and training with Dr. Sage Wolf, where he will come to you. So that's anywhere in the world, whether you're a husband and wife, or maybe you're by yourself and you're restricted for some reason that you can't go out, or maybe you just prefer having a one-on-one with Dr. Sage Wolf, or maybe it's your whole clinic that wants to take this, or maybe it's your whole family or your baseball team. I don't know. But if that's something that you're wanting to do, then you would call the 855 number. So 1-855-900-4544 extension 5, or you can call Dr. Daryl Wolf on his US number. I can hardly see it, but hopefully
469-861-9454 is on this slide.
Awesome. And the next thing are the Australia lectures, and I'm not sure what's going to be happening there. So far, Dr. Wolf is still in LA, and it's things beyond his control. He's trying to get there, but LA is as far as he's gotten. So just keep your eyes and ears posted. He's going to do his best to be in Australia. And just know that wherever you are taking these courses, we have actually lowered our prices by about 35 to 40%. And if you're Canadian, you're paying in Canadian dollars. If you're Australian, it's Australian dollars. And if you're US, it's US dollars. We are doing our part to help get this information out to the masses. While everybody else is raising their prices, we are lowering ours down. And the next course is, supposed to be in Coffs Harbour. We'll see we can't promise anything right now, except that, if there's a way if there's a way, it'll happen. That's for sure. And then the next one after that is in Ixtapa, Mexico, Zihuatanejo, starting in October. With the Whole Life Coach, and ending with the Pelvic Restoration and Disease Prevention Masterclass with myself and Cheryl. And then we have the courses coming up in 2025. You can go to bhnuniversity.com or braveheartnation.com and check out what's happening. And in March, I am hosting Dr. Wolf here for all of the courses. So the Whole Life Coach, the Wolf Non-Surgical, and the Pelvic Restoration and Disease Prevention Masterclass. So go to bhnuniversity.com or Braveheart Nation and get the information, figure out where you want to go, and get yourself signed up. Don't wait for the last minute.
And don't wait for the course. You're going to start working on those 12 loving steps right where you're at right now.
Exactly. And then just know that we are open to testimonies. Whether you want to post a video or write some words, or maybe it's just an audio that you have, whatever that looks like, you can go to detoxtestimonials.com, upload, put your information there. We love to hear what's going on. And that could be, I've got the book and I love it. Or maybe I never knew that you could diffuse whatever, whatever. Whatever you want to talk about, that's what you can do. Next thing is that app that we have coming out. Sandra, do you want to talk on that?
Yeah, I think it's going to be absolutely incredible. It's going to be like the library in your phone, and you're going to also be able to connect with people. You're going to be able to watch videos. You can sign up for a lecture. It's going to be like Doc a Detox, all in your phone, and just clicks away from being able to connect with people, being able to listen to videos, watch documents and read. Oh, now I've got it all backwards. You're going to watch a video and read a document on the app.
And just know that it's going to be more than just DACA Detox. We are bringing on other experts in health. So just be aware that it's coming. We are still looking for beta testers. If you want to hop on, you can go to bhnapp.com and hop on and be one of our beta testers. Also know that we still have the Don't Vet Your Pet, Heal Them sale on right now.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's an exciting sale. It's kind of across the board. It's quite a few different products, different sizes of products. So definitely go to the store, click on sale, and that'll give you a short list of what's all included.
And remember, you can download the Ultimate Healing Guide by going to pdgfree.com. And if you're like me and you'd rather have a book, then you can get this book too, $95, and that is including the shipping. Or you can add it to your whatever you're ordering. And if you're in Calgary, I have physical books here, so give me a call, 403-605-9216, and we can arrange to, you can arrange to pick it up.
Wonderful. Well, Bravehearts, I trust that you found this engaging. We really love it because we love talking about it, and we're kind of the flagship girls, to say, come on, everybody, dig in, get into those belief systems, sit in it. You're going to survive. It's not going to kill you.
Definitely. The only permanent health care is self-care. The only permanent love is self-love. And together we are stronger. We've got to learn how to fly, which is first love ourselves. And just, be the best that you can be. Bring out that authentic self. Be your own practitioner. That's what we want. We want to plant the seeds so that you understand how the body works. And with that, I think that's about it. We have gone over time. So thank you for watching. If you had any questions or if questions come up, please post them in the comments, and both Sandra and I will be watching that.
Take care, everybody. 3, 2, 1.
We got this. We got this. Love you guys.